Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm telling you what, I'm going to try and get through this video without laughing the whole time. I had a viewer ask me a question. She said, Brian, I'm getting ready to start training my puppy on housebreaking, and I was thinking about using Potty Bells so he'll let me know when he needs to go outside to go potty. And so I ordered some because I haven't used these Potty Bells before, so I'll kind of give you a little bit of a spoiler alert here. And I opened up the packaging and it said Potty Bells for dog training. And I can't help but think, these aren't dog bells. These are human training bells. They're designed to hang on the door, and whenever your dog wants to go potty, it's supposed to alert you of such. Can you just see it now? Brian said, please, I have to go outside to go potty. Hurry on now. A bit of urgency has suddenly set in. We dog owners, we want the simple way out. We really do. Having a puppy can be really bothersome at times. It can really just put a dampener on your lifestyle. It's difficult to have puppies. It's difficult to do housebreaking. So we're always looking for that easy way. That shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. By golly, that's what we want. We want a dog who will let us know when it needs to go potty. And I get it. If you can get that, then you don't even need to keep an eye on it. You don't need to watch your dog. You can go about your business and partake in all your other indulgences other than having a puppy on a long line or being in a crate, because your good old puppy will let you know when it needs to go outside. But that's just it. When it needs to go outside, or when it wants to go outside. Because I'm here to tell you, there's no absolutes. So again, someone wins the lottery, regardless of how large or how little the chances are that you'll ever win it, because the odds are so difficult against you. Someone wins it. So therefore, we all keep playing it. But here's the problem with canine cognition. Long before, and if they ever do, and I know from experience that most dogs never do associate the fact of ringing this bell with the end result of going potty. The first thing that they learn is that ringing this bell opens that door, and it gives them unfettered access to the outside world, which in the outside world isn't just all-encompassing. It's just about going out there only to go potty and then come right back in. Now, I do know some people have hung these bells on both sides of the door. So not only do they want their dog to tell them, excuse me, need to go potty, but they also want to tell them, excuse me, ready to come in. So you can imagine how busy they were running back and forth to the door all the time. But a lot of dogs, unfortunately, here's what they learn. I get outside, and that outside world, that's a really rich habitat. They have moles out there. They have birds out there. They have the neighbor's dog. And they have squirrels. Okay, you get my drift? That's what happens. They gain access to the outside world. They figure this out. They put those dots together. Will they go potty while they're outside? Yeah, there's a good chance that they probably will. But will they always ring the bell specifically and only for desire to go potty? No. No way that's going to happen. If it does, I've never heard of it. No matter how much you try to convince me, I'm going to call you out on it. And when I do, you and I both be convinced that your dog is just getting outside. Okay, so what really a lot of you are probably thinking, what's the harm in that, Brian? What is the harm in it? Well, there's a couple little things. Number one, there's this really big word, and I've covered it in other videos before, called habituation. Okay, so most of you, I granted, are very smart dog owners. Way smart. So you're going to kind of get that squirrel thing. You're going to get that neighbor's dog thing. You're going to get that bird thing. Yeah? You'll get savvy to that in no time. And then guess what? You're going to go, that dog doesn't need to go potty. After all, I just took it out 30 minutes ago, so there's no way it needs to go potty. It's just ringing that bell. It's just making me mad. In fact, another reason why I laugh is I think about a friend of mine years ago. He tried this. And I said, man, how'd it work out for you? He goes, brother, it put me in the holiday spirit. I said, did it? I said, yeah, it probably sounds like those little reindeer bells. He goes, no, man. A jingle came up in my head, and here's how it went. Dashing towards the door with only one thing on my mind, and that's to take these bells and shove them where the sun don't. La, 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 la. Okay, so you get the rest of it. He was extremely irritated. He was extremely frustrated. And of course, these bells came down in no time. And he said, why don't I just determine when the dog needs to go out? I said, now, go ahead and ring that bell for yourself, because you just figured out something. See, here's the problem. Once we get savvy to what our little dog's doing to us, we ignore the bells. Yep, we ignore them. There's your dog just banging away on them. Just banging away. We don't do a thing. And animals, unlike us humans, don't continue to do behaviors that there's no excess associated with it. So they ring the bell, you don't come, I go potty in the house. Now you really get mad at the dog, and then your other half gets really mad at you because she's saying, dang it, the dog told you it needed to go outside and you ignored it, and now look what happens. It just gets to be a big mess. No pun intended. There's another problem. Maybe you're in a different part of the house, upstairs, out back, dog's inside. You don't hear the ringing. Whether you want to let the dog out or not, you don't hear it. So the dog ring, 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 nothing happens. The dog becomes habituated to the ringing itself. And then another, for instance, you leave the house. You leave your dog in the house. No one opens the door. So again, over a period of time, what happens is that the doorbell ringing can actually go away on its own depending upon the actions that you take or the actions that you don't take, meaning you don't open up the door. And then, worst of all, there can be a correction associated with it. So now you don't want the dog to ring the bells anymore. You only want the dog to ring the bell when it needs to go potty. So now all of a sudden, ringing the bells doesn't just mean squirrels and birds and moles and unfettered access to the outside world. It means I get punished. So now, I don't want to ring the bell anymore. And next thing you know, Brian walks out the door. Bye, Kara. I shut the door. And next thing you know, you have a dog who is frightened because it just heard the bell ring. And lately, that bell ringing had become a predictor to the punishment that occurs within seconds of it ringing. So it goes all downhill from there. So guys, at the end of the day, no bells have ever hung on the door of my home. Never going to. Why? Because I'm a reasonable, above anything else, dog owner. I probably take my dogs outside when I'm housebreaking more than they would ever ring that bell. And when I'm outside with them, I use that as an opportunity to train them. Hey, yeah, there's birds out here, there's moles out here, there's neighbors' dogs out here, there's people passing by. This is a great time to work on come when called. It's a great time to work on stay. Yeah, we're doing that housebreaking thing too. How about don't jump on me when we come back through that darn door? How about we do things like that? How about if we just get engaged and interact with our dogs? Don't become like so many of these parents we see nowadays. Go out to a restaurant. Yeah, people are starting to go again. Just go anywhere where they have children. Young children, children who learn through free exploration, learn through mimicry. And what are they doing? They're on a device, playing some game. You're on a device, so they mimic you. They play a game. You don't want to be engaged with them at that moment. Young mammals need us. They need our presence. They need us to be engaged with them. Don't use bells as an excuse not to interact with your dog and not to give the due diligence that's required for good and proper housebreaking. Housebreaking is so much more than not going potty in my house. It is so much more. It's about don't chew on that piece of furniture. Spit that sock out, will you please? Don't be jumping on me or anyone else. It's so much more. Guys, I know you've heard it before. You don't need me to tell it to you. Anything good, anything worthwhile requires energy, focus. It requires you. Don't let a bell be a substitute for you. Okay? So if you got a bell, get off the darn door. You don't need it, and neither does your dog. All right, man. That's it. Now, you asked me my opinion on bells. You just got it. That is my opinion. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about not that I don't like the fact that so many times we use noise to correct our dogs. So we'll talk about that and the harmful effects that can create on your dog. Until then, as you know what to do, if you found this information beneficial, please share it. Let's come on. We need to get some sharing going around here lately. And please send me your question, and I'll be glad to answer it or certainly give you my opinion on it. Till then, enjoy the rest of your day.